Alright, the transfer window's open, it's about to get dramatic. Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you lot are all doing well today, man. I really do hope that. And welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series where I talk about Chelsea news. Sometimes I feel like doing the whole spiel, sometimes I don't. Anyway, a couple of big bangers to talk about today, my friends. I hope you're feeling comfortable. Chelsea are reportedly already in talks, have made contact to big fat goblin Mino Raiola to discuss the potential free transfer of Gianluigi Donnarumma. We are going to dissect that one and talk about everything. Also, apparently Chelsea are reportedly preparing a bid for the Ligue defender Mohamed Simakan. I don't really understand why. But we're going to get into it. Make sure you're comfortable, pour yourself a drink. Please do drop a like on this video if you want me to continue doing daily Chelsea news updates throughout the transfer window. And if you'd like that, consider subscribing if you're new to keep posted. Make sure the bell notifications icon is switched on because news comes at you fast and you need to be notified when I upload. Alright then, I'm ready. If you're ready, let's get into today's content. Before we talk about young goalkeeping Galactico superstar Gianluigi Donnarumma, let's talk about this centre-half. Mohamed Simakan is a 20-year-old French defender who plays out in Ligue 1 for Strasbourg. Over the last 2 seasons in the French League, he has really impressed and attracted attention from other bigger clubs. The likes of AC Milan and a couple of Premier League clubs have been looking at the player, but Chelsea are reportedly wiggled in. Milan have just had a £12.5 million bid rejected by the Ligue 1 side, and it's been reported that an additional £1 million should do the trick to see the young French defender transferred, provided he'd like to go to the desired destination. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched any of this defender. I've looked at his stats. He does make an impressive 3.5 tackles and interceptions per game in Ligue 1, so he's very defensively resolute, and of course he's attracted a lot of attention, which is always a good indicator of a good player. Mohamed Simakan is right-footed, so he's not one of these holy grail left-footed defenders. So at the moment we know he just makes good defensive actions and a lot of teams want him. He can also deputise at right back as well as playing both centre-half positions, which is always a positive thing in terms of versatility, something that Chelsea coach Frank Lampard rather likes. Now at this point we have to talk about the potentiality of this signing. I didn't know Chelsea were looking at him. I thought Chelsea were more interested in buying a top-tier Galactico level centre-half to partner Kurt Zouma. The likes of Jimenez at Atletico Madrid, who'd been linked and apparently Frank Lampard is a big admirer of. So I'm not so sure what these links with Mohamed are. Maybe Chelsea want to get him and put him on loan and develop him as a talent, lock him down, much like they did with Malang Sarr, who many Chelsea fans would like to still see break his way into this Chelsea side. Malang Sarr is of course left-footed, and that is a big bonus in the Premier League at the moment. Not that tall of course Sarr, but still he's a great player. Chelsea also have many youngsters coming through the system, great defenders. We've only just signed Xavier Mbiamba from Barcelona, who looks like an incredible prospect for the future. Of course, Mark Guehi's doing excellent work out on loan. Chelsea have a few players they can turn to for the future of their defence. So when it comes to this story of Mohamed Simakan, it's a little bit confusing. Maybe Chelsea do see something in him that they want to play inside this Chelsea side, or maybe it's a future long-term investment. He's only 20 years old, of course. And of course, there's always the possibility that it's a story that's been pushed out into the media by his representatives or by the Ligue 1 side Strasbourg to try and increase and inflate his value, so Milan come back in with a bigger bid. Loads of potentialities. If you know anything about this player, if you've watched him a lot, I'd be keen to hear your thoughts and opinions, so please do drop them down into the comment section below as we move on to the other big story in today's video and talk about Gianluigi Donnarumma. Now, Donnarumma is a player I've spoken about a few times here on Football Therapy. He is the heir to Buffon's throne. He's only 21 years old, the Italian goalkeeper, but he has got an incredible amount of appearances for Milan. He's been their first team goalkeeper since he was about 17, maybe even closer to 16. He's an absolute giant in that goal. He's very imposing, and he's been an elite level name for a long time now. He's considered one of the world's best goalkeepers and has been for a while, yet he's only 21 years old, which is just absolutely incredible. I have to keep reminding reminding myself how young this guy really is. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know Donnarumma's contract is up in the summer, so this January, right now, he's free to talk to other clubs about a potential transfer, a potential free transfer in the summer. Now, in normal circumstances, Milan might be inclined to sell him to try and get some value before he goes on a free, but if you look at the Serie A table at the moment, Milan very much are in a title race, and they probably would like to keep their superb goalkeeper, just try and push for the title, win the Scudetto, and that would be worth much, much more than just getting a few million for a goalkeeper with 6 months left on his deal. So for his sake, hopefully he stays, wins Serie A, and then gets a big money transfer. Now, of course, his agent is Mino Raiola. We all know lots about Mino Raiola, especially from his relationship with Manchester United. Of course, Paul Pogba is another one of his clients. I believe Erling Haaland is too, probably Zlatan. I think he's got a load of big names that he works with. He's a talker. He likes to stir trouble, and a lot of people, football clubs and other people, despise this man. He's not what's good with football. Anyway, apparently Chelsea have made primary contact with Mino Raiola and are reportedly discussing a transfer and probably a very large agent fee for him to see Donnarumma come to Stamford Bridge. Now, let's talk about the implications on this current Chelsea squad. Of course, Chelsea have Edouard Mendy, more on him in a second, Kepa Arrizabalaga, yeah, Willy Caballero and Petr Cech registered, and now they're looking at another definitely starting level goalkeeper. Donnarumma would not sign to Chelsea to be a number 2 or a rotational player. It's mad. First and foremost, I think Kepa's time at Chelsea is probably done. It's admin from here. I think Chelsea will look to get him out on loan in January. If not, they'll just probably look to cut their losses generally, but at the same time try and build up this player to his potential and talent as a sort of unique selling point and do the best they can with Kepa. I genuinely think his time's done now. When it comes to Caballero, I think his contract's about to expire anyway. Petr Cech probably was just a precautionary thing. So that leaves Edouard Mendy, Chelsea's new goalkeeper, who generally impressed early doors this season, and Chelsea should still persist with him generally, right? Mendy didn't cost that much money. He was under 30 million, I believe, and he's 28 years old. Maybe Chelsea think, he is good, but he's not the best, and he's not the most long-term, you know, ideal goalkeeper for us, maybe. Even though goalkeepers can go on to 35 easy and he's only 28. But they probably look at Donnarumma and say, wow, Italy's starting goalkeeper, only 21, really imposing, a leader at the back. The fact is, it's going to be a free transfer. A superstar player will be available on a free, and even if you've got a player in that position you're generally happy with, you can understand why the clubs like Chelsea would make inquiries for Donnarumma. Personally, I really like Edouard Mendy. He's been a breath of fresh air. He comes out and claims crosses when that was a massive weakness of Chelsea when Kepa was in goal. He's a good shot stopper, and he's a confident guy, and I know it doesn't speak much for the game, but he's got an excellent and positive story, a feel-good story, you know? Maybe Chelsea cut ties with Caballero, Cech as a goalkeeper, they loan or sell Kepa, and they think, right, let's get Donnarumma and keep Mendy and rotate them, and Mendy will be like a number 2. Would Mendy be happy with that? I mean, he's getting paid well at Chelsea. He still made his player profile much, much bigger by transferring to Chelsea. Even if he wanted to transfer out of Chelsea, Chelsea could easily probably get their money back for him performing well in the Premier League, and he can go to a bigger club than perhaps, he's come from. Rennes to Chelsea to, another top 6 side. Still a good career move. Anyway, I'm just theorising here. I really like Edouard Mendy. I'd be very happy for him to stay. But there is a lot of positive sounds from this Gianluigi Donnarumma story, and apparently Chelsea really are discussing a potential transfer with agent Mino Raiola. So we'll have to see what happens there. Do leave your opinion down in the comment section below. I'd be really keen on hearing that, my friends. Consider liking the video if you've enjoyed the content, and of course subscribe if you're new. Daily content. Make sure that all important bell notifications icon is switched on. That's it from me today. Enjoy the football, and I will see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I love me, baby.